The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I gotta lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
White flag waves. Come on, Dino, bring it home. Dino can hear him yelling. He sees the checkered flag waving. He gets it done.
Works his way off turn number 4. Down here across the stripe. Jack hit. Will get your win.
Clevenger wins at the Lanier National Speedway. Checkered flag wave. Give it to Putt Putt.
Final lap. Here we go. Drag race down the backstretch. Who's it going to be? They're so tight coming here off the lead. And it's going to be, holy crap, it's going to be Christopherson. Dean Reynolds down here through 3 and 4. Coming up off, looking good and clean. He will get the win here at Lernerville. Patrick Spangler working off of 4. He will get your win here tonight at Lanier. That 280 and Jeff Sharp trying to close in on the 72.
Get there, checkered flag wave. William Watson holds on.
Yo, 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 tune in, don't miss Shaggy TV, hit 'em with the twist. Gang on deck, let's pick up the pace. Remote in hand, it's a cartoon race. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Flip the channel, hit the screen. Velma's got the clues, keep it clean. Fred in the whip, Daphne looking mean. Shaggy on the snacks, munching every scene. Zoinks, got ghosts in the room. Monsters lurk, smell the cartoon fumes. Fog thicker than my uncle's perfume. Solve it quick, then straight to the tune. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Spooky vibes with the laugh on top. Masked villains, every case non-stop. Trapdoor falls, but the plan don't flop. Cue the laugh track, tick tock, tick tock.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman. Alongside me tonight, my teammate and fellow racer here in the Coast to Coast Racing League, Connor Ross. And we're here to bring you a little bit of Monday Night Madness here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. First up, your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds, where... looking like to me, Connor, we got exactly 24 cars. So if anybody else shows up, we'll have a B main. But if not, everybody looks like they'll get the play tonight.
Yeah, great field of cars here. And, this is a track that will put on a good race when it slicks off. There's generally 2 to 3 lanes where you can make the top obviously work, and then it gets sketchy up there, so the bottom is kind of evens out with the top, and then sometimes you can make the middle work. So it's going to be exciting.
Well, looking forward to it. Hopefully it is. I told Connor, I raced this afternoon in the afternoon race. Didn't go so well for me. I mean, I was a rolling chicane out there. I took out Bob the Good, had to send him a message. Took out Dino, had to send him a message. I mean, it was an unfortunate afternoon. And hopefully those guys had all of their bad luck used up when they were out there with me. As man, oh man, this is going to be a fun one. I meant to ask Dino this. Now, Connor's obviously in the car, so he may not be able to look at the leaderboard. But this last name for P1, oh man, I don't even know how I want to play. Tofian, okay.
I could be wrong, and I probably am, but
that's I wasn't going to be anywhere near that. So, because I would have went Jin, I would have used the J. So Tofian. All right, we'll try it. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, wait, yeah, you could. I wonder if he's got a mic, because I was going to say I could make you ask the dumb question.
I could if you'd like.
We got Don Thibodeau out here. Now, I wonder if this is... I know he told me... I got a message from a guy named Chris Thibodeau. I assume this is the relation here. Donnie Thibodeau. I mean, what are the odds? He said, I think it was him and his dad were both applying to the league. I can't remember. You get so many messages, man. That honestly, I mean, you guys are probably going to think this is super disrespectful, but I'm not broadcasting. I kind of turn it off. So I don't mean to blow people off, but man, I got so much stuff going on that I kind of just, turn it off when we punch out of the clock here. But let's see who's going to be the first car on the racetrack. Might be Connor. Yeah, it was Connor or Randall. They both got in the car. Well, now Connor smashed the wall. Randall might pass him. Nope, Connor able to get there first. Okay, here we go. Let's watch the opening lap here out of the 035 machine. Lap number 1 in the books. Green for Connor Ross with an 18.90 as Dean Reynolds jumps up to the top of the board with a 13.778 for the 79. The Aqua Marine 79 this week. Dino sporting a new paint job. Love that color. Super Dirt Car Series 79 stays up top. Not anymore. Brian Dickens putting Old Glory on the front row. 13. Oh my gosh, Canada. The Maple Leaf. He's upset about the Flyers, and now he's going to come out, take it out on us Americans there. Jumps to the top. 13.770. Welcome back, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. That's a quick time. Expect nothing less from that man. All right, let's see what Tafian's got here. He was quickest in warm-ups. He's purple sector 1, yellow sector 2. That's P10 for the 21. Got to find more time. Purple. Oh, everybody. You better buckle up. We got a ringer showing up here. Purple, yellow. What's it going to be? Man, he was quick through 1 and 2, but just couldn't find the rails through 3 and 4. Or Connor. I'm just going to be devil's advocate here. Did he pull one that I used to pull? You go out there, you qualify 10th, and then you realize, do I want to go any faster? I'm going to get that invert spot, as you see. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 1 for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. And here we go. Row 4 to the outside, the 68 of Tom Atlas. To the inside, the 88 of Dan McLaren. Row 3 to the outside, the 518 of $100 grand. Joseph Grandy to the inside, the 990 of Glenn Sharp. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. To the inside, the 099 of Billy Roberts. And row 1 for heat race number 1 here at the Cedar Lake Speedway somewhere in Wisconsin. Row 1 to the outside, the 035 of Connor Ross. And starting on the pole, the 21 of Jonathan Tofian. All right, is that what we're going with again? Look, you just heard me stare at it for 5 minutes.
I did. I think so. And hopefully he finishes top 3 and we can ask.
Yeah,
Well, you can ask.
we're going to go with JT for tonight. I think that's perfect. I mean, we could just steal the easy one. He's in 21. You could go blackjack, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a little overly used. JT, we'll roll with that maybe here. Or toes,
Or just
He may have a fetish. Never know until we get to know the guy. He backs the field up. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off. We look to the sky. The green flag is high. It's time to watch some dirt fly. Heat race number 1 is underway. JT on the bottom, ripping and roaring. Got the early lead, battling for P2. Billy Roberts working the inside. Connor trying to hold him off here. Now it's 3 wide. Was for a quick moment. The Philly Flyer trying to peek way down low. Clips the tires. He's got to get on the binders. Grandy now trying to look to find a way around to get to that, I was going to say 4th and final transfer spot, but everybody making the A-main tonight. We only had that 24-car field, so really, you just want to make sure you don't want to make any enemies out here. Obviously, you do want to give yourself a good starting spot for the feature. Going to be tough to pass here. As the track kind of thins out, may go 1 lane to the bottom, but right now we got 2 lanes. As I clicked the wrong button, Billy Roberts working the inside here under that 035. Here we go. Connor looking to cut back underneath. All this behind your leader, JT, who's got 3 left to play here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Nobody going to catch that man, especially with how hard they're battling behind. Connor continuing to try to work. Grandy blinking a little bit underneath the Philly Flyer as they come close with 2 sticks in the air. 35 on the inside, 99 on the top shelf, but it's the 21 who leads the way as the white flag waves. 1 lap to play. JT getting a good run there off at 2, dropping the sails into 3. Backer down, keeper straight, checkered flag waves. JT picks up heat race number 1. Roberts, Ross, Grandy, your top 4. Giroux, McLaren, Atlas, Sharp. And apparently, I don't know how this is even happening, but I had a 9th car show up on my grid there mid-race. They weren't there for the starting lineup. You guys all saw that. Somehow now Chris Thibodeau coming home in P9 on my screen. Is that what you were seeing there, Connor?
P9, someone P9. I was paying attention, but
Yeah.
I won't lie to you. Actually, I totally was not paying attention.
Okay, so
but-
there was a P9 there.
Chris
They just
Thibodeau.
joined up late, I guess. Or like literally the last minute they could. So I lied about not having the B main. I guess we will indeed have a B main if we add 9 in that. So 1 car will go home. Let's take a look at your Gears Unlimited heat race number 2 starting lineup. Row 4 to the outside, the 207 of Terry Walters to the inside, the 066 of the Strut, Mike Weeda. Row 3 to the outside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker to the inside, the 015 of the Missile, Mike Stryker. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 122, the Stars and Bars of Brian Dickens to the inside, the 35 of Harold Klump. In row 1 for heat race number 2 here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. To the outside, the 213 of Michael Vitale. And starting on the pole, the 390 of Mike Brewer. Whoops. There we go. Get it on the right camera angle there for me. Oh, there we go. There's the one that I've been looking for. I named it something different. Look to the sky. The green flag's high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Heat race number 2 is underway here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Oh, a little trouble there for the 35 of Harold Klump. He's going to lose some spots. Brian Dickens takes advantage, gets up to third, but Jeff Barker, watch out. He is coming on the outside, the 513. Trying to pick up some steam here, but now the missile. Mike Stryker working back to the inside here. Jeff goes a little too high, jumps the cushion. Able to hold that 15 at the line, but boy, oh boy, Connor, it looks like it's a tough track to race on right now, or pass on, I should say.
It definitely is, and it just looks like Barker's getting tight and on the entry as he gets past for that transfer spot, but when you get tight in the race, especially with just being 358, it's all momentum. There's contact going in 3 and 4 here.
There's the front two absolutely walking away. You can see Dickens, he's pretty comfortable as well, but Barker, not so much. He's got a hornet's nest behind him. That battle for the final transfer spot is not going to stop until that checkered flag waves. You can see Stryker getting the run on the outside. He's got it at the line, Connor. Maybe the preferred line here.
You definitely want to be in the middle of the high side in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, you can get away with being on the bottom, but Barker kicks it sideways in the middle, and that lets Stryker walk away a little bit.
And it's all about, I mean, Connor, I hear people talk about it all the time, how you kind of want to drive these, people say, like an asphalt car, you know, keep that thing straight, slow it down, and as the white flag waves, you can see that's what Brewer's doing in that 39, just keeping it straight. Got it set nice and smooth through the corners, not over throttling it. And now he's grabbing checkered flags as he wins heat race number 2, followed by Vitale, Dickens, Stryker. Your top 4, Klump, Barker, Weida, and Walters do the B. Man, I can't believe I made it through that whole grid there. I had such a tickle in my throat. Had to clear that bad boy. And now we get ready to take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 3. Third and final heat race for your Gears Unlimited 358 modifieds. Row 4 to the outside, the 051 of Putt Putt Clay Christopherson to the inside, the 326 of Donnie Thibodeau. Row 3 to the outside, the 027 of Ryan Elsie to the inside, the 883 of Bud Molyneux. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 79 of Dean Reynolds to the inside, his teammate in the 007, Sam Bachman in row 1. For heat race number 3 at the Cedar Lake Speedway, to the outside, the 011 of Randall Dixon, and starting on the pole, the 66 of Chad Lackey. But I am seeing him in a 115, and I've got to be honest, I like it. Or is that just a 15? No, it is a 115. That thing is sick. May need to get his number changed to 115 here. I don't know if I want that half and half paint job to go away. Yeah. It's a green flag waves. Heat race number 3 is underway.
It's like a swirl clone.
Dude, I love that thing. I don't know why. It reminds me of those Joker masks, you know, where half's black, half's gold, or whatever. I dig those things.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, Bud Molyneux, that was a big send, and he's going to pay for it. Ends up in the grass. And, man, Connor, that's one where when you go back and, you know, you look at it, you maybe wanted to make that move, but probably wasn't a smart peek there by the 883.
No, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and stay patient. As an announcer, we can say that, but as soon as we get behind the wheel, do we do that? No. God, no. We're racing hard, but there's a good battle here going on for second.
Chad Lackey, he's holding off here pretty good, but that John Deere Green Machine, he does have a mirror full of the 007 who has Dean Reynolds behind him. We saw what happened, though, to Trevor Giroux, not able to make up any room there in that in the first heat race. I can't remember what happened in that last one, to be honest with you, but it just seems like, man, that starting position, Connor, that is going to be a lot here tonight. And I mean, not that you want to be rude to your fellow driver, but you may have to turn the heat up here. You know, a pass in a heat race is 3 starting spots in the feature.
No, for sure. It's a lot. It's still definitely heavy around the top. It's just we need to get it slicker up there so we can use the bottom, but I think it's going to be tough to do with these 358s.
White flag waves, 1 lap to go. The 011 got close, but drove it a little too high there off at 2. And now Chad Lackey's going to hold on to win heat race number 3 over Dixon, Bachman, and Reynolds. Putt-putt, LZ, Thibodeau, and Molyneux to the B. Yeah, so 1 car will go home here in this 13
I think they'll
car
all make it.
man.
We had 1 car load up from heat 1 or 2. And I don't think he has unloaded. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, we'll see. If Glenn Sharp doesn't show up, he's the only car not gridded right now.
And that's the one that loaded up in quotations.
Yep, so Glenn's not here, so right now, well, you can take a look at it. I'll just have it set on your screen. Everybody making the A here. So no pressure to anyone, and I mean, right now it comes down to what I had just told Connor there. I mean, now you want to wreck someone? No, but you are all going to make the show, and I mean, you're fighting for where you're going to start in the feature. That being said here, Connor, I know the track will change a little bit, but I mean, since you're in the show already, or are you, you're not in this B main, but would you play any games? As what I mean by that is, do you want to be inside or outside to start this feature? Is that going through your head at all?
Honestly, I think some people do that, but myself, I don't. I just get in a racing mood, and I don't care if everybody goes or 25 cars go home in a B main. You're so focused in on just trying to finish better than the car ahead of you, because then you don't have to start and behind them in the feature.
No, you're exactly right. You're exactly right, but have to see here how guys play it. Now, Putt-Putt already up 1. He's got the barrel hot and warm on the outside. He's going to try to keep her pinned. He's got his teammate in front. Now Trevor going to go up to the outside. He maybe saw that 51 coming in the mirror, said, I need to go up there and protect that thing, but likes that middle bottom there for 1 and 2. And that maybe is the quickest line right now, Connor, from looking here from afar.
Yeah, it definitely is quick. It's been fast all night. It's really rough in 1 and 2 on the bottom, and that's where you'll make your hay, is through the middle to high side. And now we're starting to see, we got a lap car.
Yeah, Donnie Thibodeau, there was some contact. He had gotten turns, but so far lets the leaders go on by. Maybe not aware, they are the new guys. No caution flags here in the heat races or B mains. Obviously, cautions in the A. But we keep them rolling here, and Donnie pulls off the racetrack, but to my understanding, no Glenn Sharp, so he doesn't have to worry about Glenn sneaking in and sniping that final transfer spot here. But we got a battle for the lead, Connor.
Yeah, we do. Sorry, I was just on Dan McLaren. Him and Barker got tangled up going down the backstretch. That's a Barker spin, but we do have a battle for the lead.
Clay throws that slide job. Sammy B cuts back underneath here. He's going to feed him one back. Those two, they got a 1.5 mile lead over P3. They're going to play a little bit. Might as well take the gloves off. Bachman cuts back underneath. Putt-putt on the outside. Sammy in that preferred line here on exit. able to take away the top as the white flag waves. 1 lap to go. Clay Christopherson trying to steal the show, but he's going to run out of time here. Sammy. I said Sammy. That's Trevor Giroux. When were you going to correct me? The Philly Flyer wins the B main. Man, oh man, they're in similar looking cars now with that red and black. I'm always used to seeing Bachman in that red and black, and obviously the 7 on there. That's followed by a 5. Trevor Giroux picks up your win here in the B main. Stick around. We'll be right back for your Gears Unlimited 358 modified A main coming up next.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as it's almost time to go play here at the Cedar Lake Speedway for some Gears Unlimited 358 modifieds. Let's get ready to take a look at the starting lineup. Four cars set to make the call, rounding out the field. The 326 of Donnie Thibodeau to the inside. The 207 of Terry Walters. Row 11 to the outside. The 144 of Scooter Chris Thibodeau to the inside. The 68 of Tom Atlas. Row 10 to the outside. The 883 of Bud Molyneux to the inside. The 513 of the Brewerton Beast. Jeff Barker, row 9 to the high side, the 066 of the Strut. Mike Weeda to the inside, the 88 of Soupy. Dan McLaren. Row 8 to the outside, the 027 of Ryan Elsie to the inside, the 35 of Harold Klump. Row 7 to the top shelf, the 051 of Putt Putt. Clay Christopherson to the inside, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. Row 6 to the high side, the 79 of Dean Reynolds to the inside, the 015 of the Missile, Mike Stryker. Row 5 to the outside, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy to the inside, the Samaconda, Sam Bachman in the 007. Row 4 to the top shelf, the 122, the Stars and Bars of Brian Dickens to the inside, the 035 of Connor Ross. Row 3 to the outside, the 011 of Randall Dixon to the inside, the 213 of Michael Vitale. Row 2, the 099 of Billy Roberts to the outside, Chad Lackey in the 66 to the inside. Row 1 to the outside, the 390 of Mike Brewer. And starting on the pole, the 21 of Jonathan. Or JT, I blew this. Green flag, set the wave, baby. We're underway, 30 to play. JT on the inside. Oh, a little stack up there behind. We stay green. We go back to the battle for the lead. Here comes Mike Brewer. High, wide, and hits him. The 39 takes the lead. JT trying to get defensive here. He's got that 99 on the inside. Billy Roberts, can he work on by? Boy, oh boy, if there's dirt out there, he's going to find it. That 99 trying to find some fresh stuff. Way down low. Grandpa's good stuff down there. Billy Roberts up to P2. Here comes Chad Lackey. Oh, he had to hit the binders. JT cuts back underneath. Little crisscross. Man, it is on here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. JT back to P2, but here comes Billy back down on the bottom. Oh, man, Billy can't make it work this time as we jump back. Let's see, Connor Ross working that inside as he's going low, trying to work under that 122 of Brian Dickens. Did you see Brian getting that good run here off of 4? Here comes Dino back to the outside of the 035, and when we take a look a little further up, you see Chad Lackey thought he was going to let Vitale underneath, but boy, oh boy, it was synchronized there through 3 and 4, almost 4 wide. Billy Roberts going back down low, trying to take a peek. Mike Brewer, he's starting to sweat. Got lap traffic off the nose of that 39 machine, and boy, oh boy, where's he going to go? Mike Brewer going to tippy-toe along the outside here, living dangerously up against that outside wall. See Terry Walters get low and out of the way. Oh, he spins a little bit. Not sure if that was the reason for the caution or if it was this 68 as both guys kind of jumped around here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so Terry, he got sideways just trying to slow it up, and Atlas gets a piece of it, and that is our yellow flag. Nothing he could do there. Tough break. First yellow flag waves, and you know, now that I have everything unmuted, Connor can hear me. He didn't hear me blow that opening. John had totally, so it's Tehophagen. Tehophagen or Tehophagen. We're gonna go with Tehophagen. Can't believe that, Connor. I mean, in the time that, you know, I had said that over and over again to you, when we got to him, I froze. I did not know what to do. I mean, the lights were bright.
He even told you it.
I know, dude. I know. I wasn't smart enough to leave that screen up. Here we go. Field going to double up. Brewer wants the outside. So leader chooses the outside. Chad Lackey now was running P4, but arguably could jump up to P2 now here if he does this right. Latch onto the back of Mike Brewer. Oh, crack the whip. We're back underway here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Here comes Lackey. Oh, contact Brewer. Roberts, Dino. Dino up and over in the 79 machine. Caution flag waves, and boy, oh boy. I mean, just caught the end of this. We'll see if we go up top. No, of course I'm not going to get it. We'll go up here. Roberts coming up the racetrack. Lackey was not lifting out of that one, and well, they make contact there, and they're just checking up a little bit behind. We'll go back to the actual wreck. So we find the 79 of Dino. He just doesn't, not able to check up here in time. Just gets pounced on. Teammates involved, 4 teammates involved there on the outside. Not the way Dino wanted to debut the Aquamarine machine. Megan had just wrote hello, y'all, all, or at least that I saw it. Maybe Megan might have wrote it a half hour ago for all I know.
It's like the announcer's curse.
Oh, brother. Dude, oh man, what did I do to somebody the other day with the announcer's curse? Oh, there was this girl, Ashlyn Whitmer, in the junior sprints, and she led 19 to 20 laps, and I said, she's coming up on lap traffic. What's she going to do here, final lap? And she drives in there, touches wheels with the lap car, and rolled. And led 19 of 20, like I say, and watched one slip away. So I definitely am good at unveiling the curse. Chad Lackey, now he's down on the bottom. We had a 3 wide behind. Vitaly, Dixon, and Dickens now on the bottom. We are racing here in the back of the field. Look at that towards the front, almost 4 wide again. Bachman trying to tippy-toe around the outside. But Trevor Giroux, he gets a bad end of it. And Dino hits him. And that should, I don't know how heavy the damage is for that 79, but I know he already went in there and used one quick repair. I would think that may be the end of your Gears Unlimited 358 modifieds for that 79 machine. And you can see, they were 3-4 wide in front. It's just a checkup behind, and Dan and Putt get into each other. Trevor with nowhere to go on the outside. Heavy shot there for Dean Reynolds. What is that? 3rd caution already. Cedar Lake Speedway, brother. It can get you. That's one of those sneaky ones. Everybody, complains about Williams Grove, Lincoln, and Weedsport. This is one of those ones that, depending on what the track state is and, what real estate guys are arguing over, this can be a tough place.
It is. The corners are super wide, and especially when you're 2 to 3 wide here, the inside car needs to kind of cheat up a little bit so he can get an entry, because when you're 2, 3 wide and you're down there, it's you give up your entry. So the inside cars are kind of fighting for that, and not saying it's always the inside car's fault, but that's just kind of a perspective.
Oh, for sure. All fighting over that same real estate up top as the green flag waves. We're back underway. Battle on once again for P2. Lackey trying to work the inside there in that 115 machine. Gotta fall back up in line. Tahaffigen rolling around P4. A little bit of contact behind. Connor saw it, but there's a wreck even a little further behind them, I believe. Is Joseph Grandy going to go around here as we pick up on this? You see the slide job there on the 88, clip the outside wall. And then, just got a right rear from Stryker and got to stay up in the wall at that point. That's what Grandy does. Yellow flag waves and says, I'm done with this. Toes it. There are many people, though. Unless Tahaffigen is... I don't know him yet. Obviously, haven't gotten a chance to talk to him. Unless he's a ringer in these things, there aren't many people who can say they came into a coast-to-coast race and, first time out there, they're competing for a podium. If he could steal this thing from Lackey, that would be a big deal here for the 21 machine. Good way to start your career.
He's pretty good on these. Me and a couple of my buddies from my way, we'd always join his hosted races. He'd always host a bunch of hosted races, and he's a good shoe.
You can't claim him, brother. He's American. All right, I see that icon beside him, so don't you even think about it. He's one of us. As the green flag waves, we're back underway. Leader single file. Who was that? First car to look low was Connor Ross there in that 035. Saw somebody dive down. Now you see the 213 peeking through 3 and 4. He's trying to work under the Hoffagen. In that 21 machine is JT. Got her hunkered down in P4, but he's letting those front 3 kind of skate away. Oh, Brian Dickens in the outside wall. That's going to allow that John Deere green machine to reel him in a little bit, but he's got the 35 below him. Connor Ross trying to skirt around the inside through 1 and 2. Battle on again in front. The 213 keeps trying to take a peek onto Hoffagen. Just can't do it, man. He is swinging the baseball bat, but he's just getting air. 13 to go for the 39 of Mike Brewer, who this is not going to be his first win here. It sure as heck ain't going to be his last if he can hold on to this thing. He is one of those guys that is comfortable ripping around the outside of the racetrack. This is his comfort zone. He feels at home there. Billy Roberts in the outside wall. He's got a new home. And Hoffagen's got a new home as well. Welcome to the bottom step of the podium, JT. 11 laps left to play. Can he hold off the stars and bars of Brian Dickens, who is getting that inside to work through 1 and 2? Just got to skirt up there through 3 and 4 and loses all of that momentum. As JT just trying to clench against that outside wall. Drive it in deep, not allow that 122 to think about a slide job. 9 to go. Billy Roberts trying to get the horse back rolling again here on the outside. He was in the wall a couple laps ago. Slide job by the 122 to Hoffagen in the outside wall. And JT may need a caution if he wants to run down the 122. Not the way he wanted to lose that one. He's going to have to put the visor down, man. Get ticked off here. Go after this thing. We're 3 wide behind. The Bayou Bullet on the inside. Harold Klump in the middle there. He's able to pull ahead of Elsie. Yellow flag waves. Re-rack him. Re-stack him. JT's going to have a sight set on that 122. Oh, no. I just looked over. I'm sorry, Connor. Let's see what happened to the 035. Hey, that's exactly what happened to me at one time today in the afternoon race, but in a sprint car, and that's the time I proceeded to take out Bob DeGood. So I feel you there. Just trying to make me feel better, and I appreciate that.
Exactly.
Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry, everyone. I had a mini heart attack there for a moment because it said there were 0 concurrent viewers on the stream. I thought it timed out. Everything is fine. I just needed to refresh that screen, but boy, oh boy, I thought the connection dropped out on you guys, so that's why I was quiet. I was panicking inside, but it looks like we're all good to go here, and Mike Brewer set to bring the field back to what he hopes is our final restart of the night for Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. Green flag waves. We're back underway. Great restart by the 122. Dickens was all over the back of Chad Lackey, who Chad now going to work that inside. He watched Brian Dickens do it if he was paying attention to the mirror. You can work that inside. Brewer now even thinking about protecting a little bit. He's throwing that slider line to defend. Chad Lackey all over him here, side by side off of 4. Brewer holds on, 3 to go. Let's go. Who's it going to be here at the Cedar Lake Speedway? Top 3 under the blanket. Here comes to Hoffagen. He wants a piece of this thing, too. 2.62 to go. Dickens trying to work that middle, trying to build up any bit of a run he can. He needs a big one if he wants to get it twofer. Meanwhile, Mike Brewer sees the white flag wave. He's got one lap to keep the horse steady. Looks good through 1 and 2. Final time down the backstretch. I can hear Uncle Ronnie now. Mike Brewer off of 4 takes the checkered flag at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Chad Lackey, P2. Brian Dickens holds on to the third and final podium spot. DeHoffagen coming home P4 in his first ever run here with the Coast to Coast boys. And Michael Vitale rounding out your top 5. Let's see if I can figure out how to pull up this full list here. Got to click the features first. Let's go. There we go. The bottom half of your top 10, Randall Dixon, Sam Bachman, Billy Roberts, Clay Christopherson, and Mike Stryker coming home. P10, your bottom half of your top 20 here. Dan McLaren, Mike Weeda, Bud Molyneux, Chris Thibodeau, Ryan Elzey, Harold Klump, Trevor Giroux, Dean Reynolds, Donnie Thibodeau, Connor Ross. Coming home P20, your final 4, Jeff Barker, Terry Walters, Tom Atlas. And $100,000, Joseph Grandy. Whoops, clicked the wrong one. There we go. Now that will go away. It helps when the computer listens when you do what you're supposed to do.
So they say.
Yeah, let's see here. Why isn't that? There we go. Okay. Now it's doing. There we go. We got her figured out. We'll go ahead and pull up the driver of the 122, Brian Dickens. There we go. Sorry about that, Brian. I tried to drag you up like 3 times. I don't know what I'm doing with my mouse tonight, but I'm struggling here, brother. Not as much, thank God you weren't struggling out there. That thing was quick at the end. You just, let's be honest, kind of ran out of time, and the track kind of became one lane, and you had found that lane before everybody else, but on the restart, they kind of took it away from you, man. Talk to us about it.
Yeah. I definitely saw that coming. I was like, when are they going? When are they going? When are they going? But yeah, the slider line right through that stuff was really good, and I really like running, a slider line like that with a tighter setup. So yeah, it was working.
Yeah, and obviously I guess people think it's easy to throw that slider line, man, but you got to be disciplined. If you go in there, you gas that thing up a little too hard. I noticed it sliding, on 3 or 4 guys out there. Pretty consistently. How were you able to just, maintain that throttle control and keep it straight? Because, I only saw you pay for it maybe once or twice, when you were trying to get around that pass for third. But, hey, that's going to happen to everybody every now and then. How were you able to be so consistent?
Yeah, just a tighter setup. I was really hoping it would come to me because, like I said, I like running a slider line like that and just keep it straight, aimed through the slick, and just let the right rear catch the tack coming off. But I don't know. I just like the driving of that.
Well, man, you look good tonight, able to put that thing on the bottom step of the podium. Hell of a job, brother. Not easy to overcome good qualifying, when you got to work through those inverts. So good job, man. Congrats. Who you want to thank on the P3?
I want to thank Hammer Down Racing, Dirt Track Bank, Joe, Mike, Kurt, BT. Hope those guys can get back in here soon. Them guys are working really hard, but I hope they can get back pretty soon. You for doing the broadcast, of course, one of the best there is, my favorite. And C2C, everybody behind the scenes that do all what they do, I really appreciate it to give us a good place to race.
Well, hey, man, hell of a job. Congrats on that P3, brother. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Thanks, man.
Brian Dickens coming home P3, and now we talk to the man who, I don't know why your paint job had a 115 on it, okay? I don't want to hear any excuses, but what I do want you to do is, You got to change your number in Coast to Coast to 115 because this paint job's sick, man. I love this thing. It was by far the nicest looking car out there, brother. It's a shame you couldn't get it one spot higher. But P2, that's a good run, man. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, it was a fun race tonight, Shaggy. I usually don't do these open subs, but I wanted to try out my new setup that I've been building for my game setup, and it seemed to be working well. I just need to get a few more things dialed in, but all in all, it was a great race tonight. Congrats to Mike there for his win and Brian for rounding up the podium. And yeah, we just needed a little bit more gear, I think, and just track position was definitely important with this place. But all in all, I had a great time, and it was a great race.
Yeah, it always is, Chad. But what kind of surprised me is, man, I talked in the pre-race about how this place normally, goes to the bottom, and it did. But it went there really late. Were you surprised with how long the outside held in for these 358s?
Normally, for me, I find it stays in longer, the outside. I didn't think the bottom was going to come in that quickly, but yeah, I saw Brian creeping in on me with about 15 to go. I'm pulling the bottom. So I knew that was starting to come in, so I wanted to save that for the final restart, try to get by Mike, which almost worked, but I just needed the slider line to go away in 3 and 4. But Mike ran a great race. He did what he needed to do to hold me off, and yeah, it was awesome tonight. And that 115, that was just a random paint I picked tonight. I did have that made for the final race with the 802 this year that I ran at Oswego. It's Stefan LaFrance's throwback scheme, but yeah, it's one of my favorite cars that I grew up watching locally, Brockville. So yeah, it was just cool to run that scheme tonight, and glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, all right, it makes sense, man. When we were kids, man, those paint jobs they hit different, brother. That's probably why I like it so much. Okay, I didn't even realize that was a replica paint, but brother, man, they nailed that thing. Who painted that for you? Is that Bowman?
That's Vertex. Yep.
Look at Tyler. Man, boy, oh
yeah,
boy.
Tyler's he's got a gift, that guy, it's for sure.
I know if we could only keep cars from not spinning out in front of him, damn it, we get him a little luck on the racetrack in real life, poor guy. Hoping he can string one together. But hey, heck of a run tonight, Chad. Congrats on the P2. You got anybody you want to thank before you get out of here?
Yeah, of course, yourself, Shaggy, for doing the broadcast, as well as yourself, Connor, there for tagging along. Billy's Motorsports, Vertex Graphics, Yurishi Media, all the boys in Discord, Matt, Ryle, and Shane, Tyler, sometimes Trevor there. I gotta thank those boys for hanging out. We put so much time and effort into this, and yeah, gotta thank them. Everyone at Coast to Coast and behind the scenes who put this league together, and just everyone watching. Hope you enjoyed the race.
Well, hey, man, hell of a race. Couple laps short. P2, that's a good run, brother. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Chad Lackey bringing home P2, and now we get to talk to the man who held on those last couple laps, but I think Brewer's always honest with us here. You were hanging on by the skin of your teeth, brother. He was trying to get around you, but you were just so good off of 4, man, that he couldn't get you, and that was what you needed to do. It was perfect for you. Great defense. How you feeling after the big win?
Yeah, it feels great to especially to be able to hold off Chad because he's really fast, and my eyes were so dried up from staring forward that contacts were all blurry, and he pulled me off at 2 or 3 times, and I was like, oh man. If he would have got by me, he would have just walked away. So we ran side by side there off at 2 for a couple laps because I didn't want to take his lane, and then I finally seen where I could get ahead of him there, and I had to take his line. I told him, I was like, I hope it didn't chop you or anything, but I had to protect it because if I would have kept running my line, he would have won this.
No, I mean, and let's be honest, I don't know if anybody told you to go to the bottom in your team chat. I don't care if they did, because anybody can do that, with the Discord and whatnot, just having a spotter. But, I mean, it's a perfect example of, you played that the right way. I mean, Casey Kane said it Friday night when I watched him win at the Grove, he watched Sheldon stick his nose down there once. And if you see a guy making ground up on you, that's all you got to see to shut the door. You cleared him, and man, you did what you had to do. Were you nervous, though, with all the cautions? Because sometimes, I mean, me and Connor were talking about this. this place can be kind of a crapshoot. You know, you can run 30 laps to your green flag, or you can have 6 or 7 cautions. I mean, were all the cautions making you nervous?
They were, because the longer that we were running there, well, until the end there when Chad got me, but it seemed like I was pulling away from. I don't look at the relative or anything like that. I just look out the screen. You know, if I don't hear anybody around me, then just kind of set the sails. Um, but no, yeah, nobody's told me to run, bottom or nothing like that. It's just like racer etiquette, like I won't mirror race the guy or nothing like that. So I knew that I was clearing him there when I took his line away. So it just makes racing fun.
Well, man, that's what we want to hear. We obviously want a good show, but when you guys are having fun, man, it makes that racing that much better. Hell of a job. Congrats on the big win here, Mike. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, you Shaggy and Shaggy TV there. Great job as always. And all the guys over there at FTM, Gunner, Swan Speed Shop, Expert Installation, Grani and Kelly. They're always in here. They love watching. My wife for letting me do this. I gotta give her props to. She puts up with it. So maybe one day we'll get her back down here and run.
Oh yeah, I guess it. See, that's one thing. I mean, I'm not that lame. I'm not getting my wife a Mother's Day card for being a dog mom. But till we have kids, yeah, I don't really think about that. What'd you do for the wife yesterday? I don't even think to ask drivers that kind of question, but I should have.
Well, unfortunately, like my job, I had to work, so but her and the kids and the in-laws and everybody, they went out for lunch and stuff. So yeah.
Well, you probably
Just
had to
come home.
flip the bill inadvertently, right?
No, actually,
Oh,
I didn't.
Well, hey, that was a win-win for you, brother. Hopefully the
Right.
wins keep on rolling, Mike. Congrats on a good run tonight, man. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Yeah, I appreciate it. See ya.
Mike Brewer bringing home the win. And with that, Connor and I step away. I rehydrate, and we come back for some Rebel Sprint Cars here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Stick around.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here as we get set for our I almost said 358 Rebels. These are not 358s. They're 358s in Pennsylvania, you know, but we're going to be running some 360 sprint cars here on the iRacing game as our Rebel sprint cars set to kick off. Top 5, depending on incident point limit, will be eligible to transfer to the A. And, well, this is nice, man. I got the Bayou, or the Bully of the Bayou here. Or no, that's right. It's the Bayou Bullet, as I see it on the top of the sprint car. I've announced for Scooter before. You see, you don't even know him as Scooter. I've announced for Chris Thibodeau before. Connor, that's hence me already knowing the nicknames. And I love his paint jobs, man. I don't know who paints those things, if he does them himself. Let's see here. I couldn't see a paint manufacturer sponsor on that thing, but he always goes with, obviously, as they would say, he's down there from Nolans, I think, down there in the Louisiana area. So he's got to rep the gold and purple. Or do they call it gold, I wonder? Do they just go yellow? Who knows?
I'm not 1,000% sure.
I never understood that with the Redskins. You know, I'm a Redskins fan, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're hardcore, they say burgundy and gold. But it's like, let's call it what it is here. It's, you know, it's maroon and yellow. We don't have to lie. I mean, I know what my eyes see. And I see a quick time right now from Jeremy Christensen. Purple. That is indeed quick. 11.571 here. That's going to be yeah. I mean, look at Dan, 2/10 off. I was watching times there at the end of practice, and this is going to be that's a great bar to set. If I'm being honest, Connor, and well, I don't know how Chris is in these. I know Chris from like late models and I think 358, so I don't really know how Scooter is going to do in these, but Connor and the Goose, if I was to look, Connor's purple sector 1 right now. He may be able to take this thing. Green sector 2, it's going to be close. Quick time for the 035 11.550, top of the charts for the 035, making me look like I know something. Here comes Chris Thibodeau. Green, what's it mean for the 144 machine? P3 for the Bayou Bullet. As the Goose flaps his wings one more time off of 4. Can he improve? Yellow, not going to help a fella. P5 for the Popsicle Sticks, Chad Cote. So I wonder how they'll do this for you guys, Connor. If it'll be 1 with 9 or if you'll have 2 with 5 and 4. This is...
Yeah,
Not
I don't
sure.
know, to be honest.
I know if there were 8, I'm almost certain it's at least set to 8. But I can't remember when it's 9. I think we ran into this once at Hometown Heroes earlier this year, and I think they do take all 9 to one heat. Yeah, okay, they are. Couldn't remember, though. I like this, though. I do. You know, it gives you a little mini feature. You know, I would just look at it as a points makeup night. You know, we're just going to go out here and give you guys 2 features. How you finish in the first one, how you'll get up for the second one. I mean, I like that. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Tom Atlas rounds out the field in the 68 machine. Row 4 to the outside, the 326 of Donnie Thibodeau to the inside, the 110 of Joseph Groom. Row 3 to the outside, the 181 of Jeff Kemper to the inside, the Goose and the Popsicle Sticks, Chad Cote. Row 2 to the top shelf, your quick time in the 035, Connor Ross to the inside, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. In row 1, for heat race number 1 of your Rebels sprint cars here at the Cedar Lake Speedway to the outside, the 144, the Bayou Bullet and star of Chris Thibodeau, and starting on the pole, the 88 of Dan McLaren. All right, final time down the backstretch here. Connor Ross going to see if he can go from 4th to 1st. Not going to be easy. We'll see if he can do it. Track maybe a little racier, though, than it was for the 358s. We'll have to see. As the green flag set the wave, your Rebel Sprint Car heat race is underway. Thibodeau and Ross trying to get it rolling on the outside. Ross had to check up. Then Kemper had to check up as well. Smart driving, though, out of those two. Living to race another day. They continue. It's Chad Cote trying to work by on the inside. Connor Ross in the outside wall. He's got it hung up. He's going to fall to the tail end of the field. He ain't getting out of the wall. Yeah, he is getting out of the wall. But I think he still had to tow that thing. He does. Dan McLaren leads the way. 5 left to play here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. See Christensen. I mean, he's quick, but right now it looks like the horse is upset with him. I mean, it's kicking all around. He's having trouble settling it down. Going down the straightaway, you can see it dipping and diving, losing a lot of time as he's able to reel in here. Chris Thibodeau, but can he find a way around? Looks to the inside here, off at 2, down the backstretch, can't throw it in deep enough to complete the slide job. Meanwhile, Jeff Kemper's in the outside wall. He's going to fall back to 6 with 2 sticks in the air. White flag about the wave for the 88 of Dan McLaren, who's got one more trip around the Cedar Lake Speedway. Rolling the outside, got a big old comfortable lead, and he's going to drive it off of 4 for the final time. Smile for the checkers, Dano. He wins heat race number 1, followed by Christensen, Thibodeau, Cote, your top 4, Groom, Kemper, Donnie Thibodeau, Tom Atlas, and Connor Ross rounds out the field. We'll be back for your Rebel Sprint Car A-Main. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, where 9 drivers get set to go play here. Top 5 can advance to your Renegades. Connor, right now P5 on the timing chart. How are we feeling?
We feel good, just trying to play some play with some things on the setup to see what I'd feel comfortable with, and yeah, it should be a fun race. The bottom seems to work a little bit, so should be all in all a fun race.
Well, we'll mute up here. Good luck, Connor. We wish him the best, and we get set to take a look at tonight's starting lineup for your Coast to Coast Racing League Renegade Sprint Car A-Main. Got Hollow out there rooting for the Goose, as always. I mean, where else? Where else are you going to be on a Monday night but here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we take a look at that starting lineup. Connor Ross in the 035 tails the field. Row 4 to the outside, the 68 of Tom Atlas to the inside, the 326 of Donnie Thibodeau. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 181 of Jeff Kemper to the inside, the 110 of Joseph Groom. Row 2 to the outside, the 11 of the Goose, Chad Cote to the inside, the Bayou Bullet in the 144, Chris Thibodeau. And row 1 for your Rebel Sprint Car A-Main here at the Cedar Lake Speedway to the outside, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen, and starting on the pole, the 88 of Dan McLaren. Final time down the backstretch here at the Cedar Lake Speedway behind that Steve King Foundation pace car as we get set to go play 30 laps. We look at the sky, the green flag's high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Your A-Main is underway. Dan McLaren gone, shot out of the cannon right away, but Jeremy Christensen says, hey, not so fast, trying to reel him in here, trying to come back to is the Goose. Chad Cote, he is flapping on the outside. Here we go, Goose. But the Bayou Bullet fired out of a gun off the bottom of 2. Here we go. Want some, come get some, says Chris. Scooter on the bottom, scooting off of 2. Can he go up and shut the door? Chooses not to. Going to let the Goose have the real estate up top. As here we go. Chad Cote with the advantage there through the outside of 3 and 4. And oh, now he's got to go to the bottom here. And Christensen, he's all over the tail tank of your leader. It's getting spicy. Dan McLaren trying to hold off that 16, who's trying to whip it now to the outside. Where's he going to go? What's he choose to do? Christensen taking a peek on the inside. Going to go right back, though, up here against the outside. Going to see the sparks fly off that 88 of Dan McLaren. As I mean, right now, Christensen dang near looking in the mirror. Dano trying to shut that bottom off, and Christensen is running out of real estate. Where's he going to go? And meanwhile, Joseph Groom, welcome to the podium. The 110 snuck around the Bullet and the Goose as they continue to battle. Connor Ross, he says, what about me? Remember, he was your 5th fastest car. Well, welcome to the top 5, now top 4, as he works on by Joseph Groom. Now the Goose sitting in 3rd. Connor Ross thought about the slide job, but the Goose strapped up the boots, man. He went way up there. Connor trying to find a way around. He's got the Bullet taking a peek now down behind him. Slide job there for the 035, the Goose. Trying to cut back underneath, can't do it. Trying to tie a rope now around the 035. Gotta find a way to mirror that thing. Connor Ross quick now. Possibly one of the quickest cars on the racetrack. 19 to go. Needs this thing to stay green. Christensen 1.9, all but 2 seconds off your leader, Dan McLaren, who right now, let's be honest, Dan, he's not even really beating the heck out of this thing. He's being smart. He's hanging out in the middle through 1 and 2. I mean, Dan McLaren, He is rolling right now. I mean, this may actually, let's look at the lap times here. So a 12.18 for Dan McLaren. And he is rolling right under that slick through 1 and 2. I mean, nobody else that I see is doing that. It is on the rails for him right now, rolling this middle. Danny just needs this thing to stay green. Chad Cote hanging out in fourth. Joseph Groom in the fifth and final transfer spot. Chris Thibodeau and Jeff Kemper battling hard behind him. This is the battle for sixth. The 181 able to edge ahead of the Bullet here. But Scooter not done yet, trying to come back, but Jeff shuts the door, not going to let him do it. Now Kemper, another guy utilizing that middle through 1 and 2, and we've started to see some guys shift here. Oh, Connor trying to work around a lap car, a little bit of contact. The 68 up and over, Red Rover into 3 and 4. No caution flag waves yet. We're not going to get one. He toes. We continue here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Dan McLaren coming to 11 to go. Connor reeling in that 16 of Christensen. He's got her pinned on the outside. How aggressive does he get here? He's got himself in a transfer spot, but I know he wants more. It's tough to turn it off here, and right now he's got it on full bore here in that 035. Kemper able to get into that fifth and final transfer spot. He works around Joseph Groom. Can he pull away from the 110 machine, who's got Scooter in the outside wall behind him, up and over? He's on the pit road exit. He toes, no caution flag. We continue again. Christensen working it back around that outside. Connor Ross is in the wall behind him. He's able to yank it down. Did he damage the steering, though? Only 7 left to go. Come to 6 this time for your leader, Dan McLaren, who we haven't talked about in about 15 laps. I mean, we're going to start, though, because Christensen is reeling him in. I mean, they're coming. I don't know if they're going to get there quick enough, but they are reeling him in. 5 to go. Jeremy, gotta be perfect here. He chewed it up a lot there through 1 and 2. Got the gap cut down to 7/10 of a second. Right up against that outside. He chews up 2 more tenths. He is gonna catch him. Catching him's one thing, passing him's another. What's he gonna do when he gets there? Christensen on the rails. Choo-choo train coming. What does Dano do? He's not going to get off the tracks here. 2.62 to go. Oh, Christensen gets a helping of the wall there with the right rear, and that may have done him in. He looks to the bottom this time. Dan McLaren takes the white flag. 1 to go. Christensen working the inside. Dano upstairs. Final time into 3. Dan McLaren looking to go back-to-back here in your Renegade Sprint cars, and he does! He wins at the Cedar Lake Speedway. He holds off a charging Jeremy Christensen, who comes home P2, Connor Ross 3rd, Chad Cote 4th, and Joseph Groom, your 5th and final transfer driver. We should be able to get all of them to show up here in one. So let's do that. Kemper, Thibodeau, Atlas. Well, Chris Thibodeau, Tom Atlas, and Donnie Thibodeau round out your field. Kemper losing out on that 5th and final transfer spot to Joseph Groom. Great battling for those guys. And let's see here. While we have time, should be able to take a look at this battle. This was the battle for the final transfer spot. You can see Kemper just getting a little slippery. Off at 2, Groom able to work on by, and he just held him off the rest of the way. We'll see here if we can't get a word with that dummy who finished P3. Oh, excuse me. I forgot he's in here.
Yeah, you might be talking about me.
Yeah, Connor. Well, brother, the heat race didn't go the way you wanted it to, so you had to start in the back. And I would say, all in all, a pretty good win there. I mean, you had some pace, but it looked like to me, when you got in the wall there, kind of settled it down in a big picture race there and just kind of took it easy. But talk to us about it.
Yeah, I made some adjustments from that warm-ups to the feature, and it was good, but it was just so tight. I was way too tight to make the bottom work, and even up top, it was so tight, and gearing was a little off, so I had to keep half throttle. I felt like I had one of the fastest cars just when I could make my laps there, because I was catching second, and then we were catching Dan, but, once I put it on the wall, I figured I'm in third, might as well just ease off making the A, so figured I'll just bring it home in one piece, but congrats to Dan on the win.
Well, hey, man, heck of a run. Great run there, P3. Who you want to thank, brother?
I got to thank Glenn Steyer's Racing Brighton Speedway. I got to thank Coast to Coast, Zach Chapman, obviously, Shaggy TV, which I'm pumped to have you on the car this year in real life. I got to thank Driving with Haley in the shop. I got to thank Howden Media Group, Mobile One, and just you guys, everybody at Coast to Coast.
Brother, I do have some career advice for you, though. Do not mention me before you mention Mobile One, okay? Make sure when you get that win that I'm last, probably. So, but hell of a job, man. Congrats on the P3. Good luck in the Renegades.
Thanks.
I almost kicked him out of here because I'm so used to doing that, but he is hanging out in here. So let's go ahead and pull up the man who brought home P2. And, you can tell me to go F myself now, Jeremy. I said you were catching him. And as soon as you caught him, it's another thing to catch him and then to pass him. And I'm not kidding. Then you hit the wall going into one. I mean, I jinxed you so bad. I'm sorry, brother. This thing was fast at the end, just ran out of time. How we feeling about it?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, Dan ran a really clean race up there, and I felt like I could get a run on him a couple different laps there. And, like you said, it's one thing to catch him, it's another to pass him, and it felt like he had the dominant line. He had it pretty much well.
Well, yeah.
Figured out. There wasn't a way getting around him, so.
Well, no, and you said it yourself. I mean, you said it the way I should have said it, instead of, Dan was I was accusing him, just playing safe there, running the middle, but I mean, he was smart, not going up there and risking it against the wall. What's the point if you got a big lead? You could see the pay that it was there. I mean, how were you able to get so close to the outside of 2? I know I struggled with that today in the afternoon race, and that's clearly, I mean, you were making up 2.5 to 0.3 on Dan, when you were to hit that right. That's where you were making all the money. How were you doing that up there?
I don't know. I felt like I was fighting the car being tight the entire time. I was really, really coasting it nice and easy up there, and then trying to just not hit the throttle till my tires were in the fluff and some grip there. But I felt like I was fighting a tight car the entire time. I tried to run to the bottom, and I just couldn't hold it down there very well at all. And then spinning the tires coming off. But I don't know. I just happy to come home with P2, and Dan ran a good race. Connor ran a really good race. I don't know where he started. I think probably in the back, but he was right on our tilt tanks too. So.
Yeah, he wrecked himself in the heat race, so he had to start in the back. That'll teach him, but hey, that's his penalty. But hey, man, at the end of the day, you're able to bring this thing home in P2, and like I say, it was quick. Just ran out of time, but I think we all know the goal with this one: go Renegades racing, man, and you get to do that. So, hell of a job. Congrats on the P2, man. Who you want to thank?
Thank my wife for letting me mess around here on Monday nights and taking care of our baby while I do so. And thanks to everybody at Coast to Coast for putting this on, and thanks to you for broadcasting.
Well, hey, man, hell of a run. Congratulations on the win, brother.
All right. Thank you, Zach.
Oh, and Dan's already up here. Okay. What's up, Dano? Congratulations on the win, brother. How are we feeling?
Pretty good. 2 in a row, man. That's quite the accomplishment, I must say. I've never done that before on dirt.
Yeah, obviously you were hanging out there, man. You were rolling, and towards the end, you could see him coming on the relative, and then it looked like you turned the heat up a little bit. You stepped it up and kind of took away that outside just enough that he couldn't get around you. Was that the plan? Because it looked like there at the end, he's kind of squirming around, struggling to fight grip, whereas I credited you. You were the only guy, man, and it's even more impressive when you're the leader. You were like a tenth and a half faster than everyone per lap doing it too, but you found that middle in 1 and 2 way before anybody else. So, you're not beating up the tires like those guys skirting around the outside, and you still had speed. So, even though he was catching you towards the end, did you feel comfortable?
Yeah, I was just worried about the floor because when I loaded up and about halfway through the race, crew chief came out and said, "You're going to have to pit at X lap." And I'm like, uh-oh. So I was thankful that I didn't have a guess on that one. But, no, I had the so I felt like I could ran the top, middle, and the bottom. And I noticed even in the modified race that the lines were similar on both ends, where the car just felt good going through those corners. So I just took what I did in the modified race and transferred it to this, and it paid off. So, all in all, it was an awesome race.
Well, hey, man, you carried it over pretty well last week. Hopefully you can do it again, man. Congrats on the big win, but more importantly, congrats on going to running the Renegades here, brother. Who you want to thank?
You guys for putting on these awesome podcasts, everyone behind the scenes for making this league happen, and all the sponsors that make the podcasts happen. So, because they're always fun to go back and watch. All you guys are Born to Fun, warming up minutes at a time. Check them out on Facebook or Instagram if you need some spray foam this upcoming winter, right? Key Manufacturing, Jared Beatles Owens for the sweet wrap, and thanks for everyone watching.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Dano. Congrats on the big win, brother, and hopefully I'm talking to you again here later.
Heck yeah, man. Have a good night.
Dan McLaren brings home the win. I'm not sure if he was talking from his spaceship or not. I may have to learn that language here. If we talk to him again here after the Renegades race. No idea what Dan said, but that was awesome.
That's what happens when you have too much maple syrup whiskey.
Maybe that makes sense. That makes sense. But I do it too. I'm joking about it now, but I really was just waiting for a long pause. I have no idea what Dan said at any point in time.
I was you could pick it up and lay it down a little bit, but no, it was I think it was AI talking, actually, like a robot. I think Dan had a robot racing for him tonight, and he forgot to talk himself.
Dude, that's BS, man. I'm filing a protest. That's a good point. That is a good point. I guarantee you, man, because oh, man, this opens me up a hole down a rabbit hole. But I know people are using iRacing, Chat GPT for iRacing, because I've asked it some things, and it can answer some things. But, man, he better not have a computer running for him. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for your JRB Designs. Renegade sprint cars, and we got a pretty packed house here, Connor. What, 22 cars, brother? I mean, that's a decent-sized field.
Yeah, let alone the talent in this field. So this will be a good race. You seen a good race in that Rebels division, and
we got a Gavin Chatham sighting. You're not kidding. We do have a lot of good guys out here. I mean,
yeah,
we got Ross. We got, where's Patrick at? Yeah, he's out there. It's crazy too, and I say this to him now, and like, I guess this is disrespectful, but I think he knows me well enough to maybe not take it like that, because I don't mean it like that. But I think Connor, if he's being honest too, I mean, you know, well, he's seen the change. I mean, Dean was one of those guys who, like, if I didn't beat Dean Reynolds at the end of a race night, I was mad at myself. Yep. And now Dean is one of those guys where, like,
you're
dude,
happy to beat him.
If I can keep him out the windshield, I'm pretty happy. He has made a huge change. So he is really kind of one of those guys that he's not Ross Corinna yet, but he's getting close to that level. I mean, he's a guy who, if he can get clean air on that thing, he's got no problem running away. And right now, Stephen Goldner looks to have this thing back in order, an 11.719. He's at the top of the charts. Does he improve second time around? And look at it like clockwork. Dean Reynolds. Oh, now the teddy bear jumps up to P2, but Dino was second, clipped the wall there, though, so that lap he won't get credit for it, even though it was green, and no kidding, the Dark Knight, brother, just stepping out of the shadows. I mean, he's one. I have been doing a little bit more like official racing lately with the 360 sprint cars. Blake Chapman! Hang on! And now Chad Griggs just went purple sector 1. Uh-oh. Quick time! 11.528 for the Iceman. Chad Griggs, baby. I mean, that's clutch, brother.
I was going through the results, and seeing guys who haven't taken a time yet. Blake Chapman. Holy crap, we haven't talked about Blake Chapman yet. Waiting for Zach to understand and hear about that. And not even 5 seconds later.
I mean, I'm so used to when I race. Like, that's another thing I do, which I probably shouldn't because it's another dumb distraction for me, and I'm not good enough to handle another distraction. But I run my software while I race, even my broadcasting software, so I'm used to seeing Chapman on the list, you know? That's not really something that surprises me. And then, well, obviously, then I look over and realize, oh, yeah, dude, I'm not racing. This isn't me in there, and a long-lost cousin made an appearance here tonight, so that's pretty cool deal here. I hope I get to talk to him because I think he was, I could be wrong, but I think I was talking to Steve Bixler a couple weeks ago, and man, I want to say it was last Friday or maybe 2 Fridays ago. I think Blake got his, I can't remember what he even races. It looks kind of like an old street stock, you know, like the 60, 70 bodies. So I'm not sure what class it is, but I'm pretty sure he went racing a couple weeks ago. So I'd like to find out how that went. Or if Mama's out there watching in the chat, you can let us know how that went. I'll pull up the chat and look. I haven't looked in a while, but let's call off this starting lineup here for heat race number 1. Row 4 to the outside, the 034 of John Klimowicz Jr. to the inside, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker to the inside, the 49 of the Bandit, Jesse Bandy. Row 2 to the high side, the 270, your quick time winner, Chad Griggs to the inside, the 20 of the Preacher, Blake Chapman. And row 1 for heat race number 1 for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Cars to the outside, the 09 of the Teddy Bear, Ted York. And good luck starting on the pole, the 39 of the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. That is not someone who you want to give the lead lap 1 to start this thing. Good luck following him.
No, definitely not. Just going through this order as you're saying it. Holy stacked heat 1.
Yeah, this is going to be a brawl, to say the least here. I mean, it does look like, I will give the guys credit, and, you know, that's something that I don't do too often, but the Renegade guys, you know, they're basically, if you're racing in this thing, you're responsible for your track prep here. Yeah. It looks like they did a good job of beating this thing up, that maybe the outside will go away for a bit. We'll get that middle, then we'll kind of get the bottom top. This will be a neat little race here.
On top of 1 and 2, the slick is kind of covered with marbles, and I didn't realize that until I went into turn 1 on my first qualifying lap and realized it's slick up here. So you will definitely see the middle come into here, play as we come to green coming down the front stretch.
8 laps to play. Heat race number 1 is underway here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. 3 wide right away. Whoa, Chad Griggs, he had to get on the binders. He pushed up. Ted York gets hit in the left rear. He goes around. No caution flags in the heat race. We continue as the high side banger beats down the low side. Gonna leave the top shelf open for my cousin out there in the Midwest, Blake Chapman. Welcome back, kid. Pedal to the metal. He has got that kitty purring here. Can he find a way around the 39?
Spangler realizes he moves up a lane, and now Chapman tries to work the low lane coming down the front stretch.
Well, you know damn right. If anybody can work the bottom, it's that kid doing it right now. If there's anything there, Blake Chapman will find it here as we come to the cross flags. Connor, we're halfway.
Looks like turns 1 and 2, the bottom is really fast, and 3 and 4, the high side is kind of the place you want to be. So if anybody can do it, it is Blake Chapman.
As we have seen this battle play out so many times over the years here. I mean, Blake Chapman and Patrick Spangler running 1-2. I mean, take me back to 2022 here. I mean, boy, oh boy, this is what we saw night in and night out for a long time. And, well, include Jesse Bandy into that. He's 3rd right now. We're used to him being a little closer, though, as the white flag waves. Can he hold off the 034? Junior taking a peek on the inside. He's looking. But your leader rolling off of 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waves. Give it to Patrick Spangler. Chapman, Bandy holds on for third. And Junior coming home fourth. Christensen, Griggs, Barker, and York round out the field. Boy, oh boy, Chad Griggs got to come through the field, Connor.
I think he can do it.
Oh.
I'm going to say if anybody can, it's definitely him.
Not only can he do it, he probably will do it. It's just how fast he does do it is the question. As we take a look at your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car starting lineup for heat race number 2, rounding out the field, the 88. Your Rebel Sprint Car winner this evening, Dan McLaren, row 3 to the outside, the 69 of JK3. John Klimowicz III to the inside, the 217 of the gentleman, Jack Hitt. Row 2 to the outside, the 99 of the Dark Knight, Gavin Chatham to the inside, the boss. In the 10, Ross Corinna. And row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 035 of Connor Rawson starting on the pole. The 51 of Shorty, John Short. Let's be honest, too, here. This maybe hasn't been the season to write home about for John Short. And, maybe getting his teammate back, hanging out with him in Discord tonight, maybe that's the medicine here.
That'll definitely help. You don't realize how much just talking to another driver and, all right, I did this. Okay, you did that. Okay, maybe I need to do this then. And Blake can give amazing feedback for John, and John can put that into this heat race.
Well, it's almost time to go as the Steve King Foundation pace car hits blast off. Green flag waves. Heat race number 2 is underway. Connor gets a little too high there. You see the boss trying to work around. Slide job on the 035. Ross Corinna up the P2. Here comes the 99 of Gavin Chatham. He's lurking, trying to get that run on the outside of Connor Ross. He does. Side-by-side drag race down the backstretch into 3. Gavin Chatham dropping the sails, moving on up. Connor sinking like a stone here, but now he's got a gap. The 69 clips the outside wall. Clips it again there. Has to get on the binders. Now top 4 single file is Connor trying to hold off JK3. 3 wide behind that 35. Oh, Dano! What a big boy move. The 88 shoots the center. He gets a 2-for-1 discount. Cross flags were halfway. Corinna trying to hold off Gavin Chatham. Oh, boy, I don't know if he can. Gavin got that 99 singing. Chatham up the P2. Here we go. Listen to that kitty roar. John Short in a new area code there with 2 sticks in the air, 2 to go. He's got over a half a second gap to that 99 of Gavin Chatham. Can he just keep this thing on the rails? In fact, he's pulling away. Got it to 7. Now Gavin reels him back in a little bit, but with the white flag waving, nobody's catching this 51. John Short absolutely lit the fuse here in heat race number 2, and he's going to take the checkered flag. Gavin Chatham, Ross Corinna, Connor Ross, your top 4. Dan McLaren, JK3, and the gentleman rounds out the field. We take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 3. For your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Cars, rounding out the field, the 36 of Barry Goldner. Row 3 to the outside, the 7 of Bob the Good to the inside, the Popsicle Sticks of the Goose. Chad Cote, row 2 to the outside, the 30. The Canadian flag wearing, maple syrup chugging, Stephen Goldner to the inside, the 110 of Joseph Groom. And row 1 for your 3rd and final heat race here. The Cedar Lake Speedway to the outside, the 518 of 100 grand. Joseph Grandian starting on the pole, the 79 of Dino, Dean Reynolds. Oh, Dino almost had to pay to repair that pace car, boy. That was a nice wheelie, but he almost got him. And as we saw, Connor, you couldn't. There's no way you missed what that late model guy did, right? In the infield. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So Dino, he's almost looking at him. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, Dino, you're looking at an assault charge. You do something like that, as that guy should.
Wild. That's wild.
I would have walked up to his car with a jack handle, but that is a different time.
And I would have hit the car.
No, amen, brother. Green flag waves. Heat race number 3 is underway.
Dino with a great start here as he is able to capture the lead going into 3 and 4 here.
I know. People probably think like, oh, you're trying to talk crap. Why did you say that about Dino in the beginning? I meant every word I said. Like, Dino, what a move there to start off. He is holding off Joseph Grandy and Steven Goldner. I mean, 2 of the best we got. Grandy working the inside. The 518, though, not making any hay just yet, Connor, but he's there.
Yes, he is. He's on the inside going into 3 and 4. He looks to throw a slider, and Dean Reynolds is able to power on by on the outside.
Now, that's one where Dino, he made a choice there early. I'm not lifting out of this one. He kept that thing pinned, and boy, oh boy, somehow he saw daylight after that thing. Grandy left him enough room, and now Grandy's in the outside wall. Steven Goldner up to P2. Grandy may have heavy damage as he pulls. No, he's definitely got heavy damage. He's rolling.
I was just going to say, Grandy left him a little lane there for Dino, and kudos to Grandy, but unfortunately, he got on the wall and exited 2 and down the backstretch.
And now Dino, he's just got to walk the dog home here. I mean, he's got an 0.8 of a second lead. No way he gives this thing up if he keeps it out of the wall. He's just got to be smart. Don't have to beat the heck out of this thing. Just let it roll as Goldner hanging out P2. Groom may get to him, but it's going to be, oh, he's looking. He's taking a peek. He does look inside. But the checkered flag waves for your leader, Dean Reynolds. He wins heat race number 3, and Joseph Groom steals P2 from Goldner on the final lap. The Goose comes home P4 to good. Barry Goldner and Joseph Grandy rounds out the field. Stick around for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car A-Main coming up next on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and it's almost time to go play here for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint cars, where 22 of the best make the call. Let's get ready to take a look at your starting lineup. To go play at the Cedar Lake Speedway, and your starting lineup looks a little something like this. Row 11 to the outside, the 09 of the Teddy Bear. Ted York to the inside, the 518 of the 100 grand. Joseph Grandy. Row 10 to the outside, the 217 of the Gentleman. Jack Hitt to the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast. Jeff Barker. Row 9 to the top shelf, the 36 of Barry Goldner to the inside, the 69 of JK3. John Klimowicz III. Row 8 to the outside, the 270 of the Iceman. Chad Griggs to the inside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Row 7 to the outside, the 88 of Soupy. Dan McLaren to the inside, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. Row 6 to the outside, the 11 of the Goose. Chad Cote to the inside, the 035 of Connor Ross. Row 5 to the top shelf, the 034 of JKJ John Klimowicz Jr. To the inside, the maple syrup chugging, Canadian flag wearing 30 driving of Stephen Goldner. And row 4 to the top shelf, the 10 of the Boss, Ross Corinna. To the inside, the 49 of Jesse Bandy. Row 3 to the outside, the 110 of Joseph Groom. To the inside, the 99 of the Dark Knight, Gavin Chatham. Row 2 to the top shelf, my long-lost cousin, the Preacher, a.k.a. the Salesman, Blake Chapman. To the inside, the 79 of Dino, Dean Reynolds. In row 1 for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car A-Main at the Cedar Lake Speedway. To the outside, the 51 of John Short, and starting on the pole, the 39 of the High Side Banger, Patrick Spangler. As the Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off, the green flag's high, the dirt's ready to fly. We've got 30 laps to play, 35 to play at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Patrick Spangler on the point here early. Battle on for second. 3 guys under the covers here. Gavin Chatham getting nasty down there on the bottom, finding traction in that 99 machine, making it work. Dino's got to get on the binders. Contact between him and Ross Corinna. Ross fighting to stay on that bottom. Blake Chapman's got to hit the binders. Oh, boy. The Preacher. Rough welcome back here for the Salesman as Dino on the outside. One over for Blake to go. Oh, we got a stack up here in 3 and 4. Yellow flag waves. Oh boy, oh boy. I'm telling you, we saw it brewing. They're 3 and 4 wide. Tough to do in a sprint car. And you can see here, Groom just came up the racetrack as he saw Goldner kind of floating up and didn't realize Dino was home. And boy, oh boy, just like that, caution flag waves for the first time. And man, Connor, it is wild out there, brother. I mean, you guys were 3, 4 wide. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm just typing out an apology to Dan McLaren because I did not know we were 3 wide. And I had come up as if we were 2 wide, so felt bad about that. But no, there's definitely some hard racing. And just following Goldner here around the bottom.
I didn't even see you were involved in any contact. Yeah, I didn't mean to ask you that directly towards you. It was everywhere.
Subtle. It was subtle down the front stretch, though.
Is Blake Chapman able to get back out? He'll get at the tail end of the line. Should avoid going a lap down here as the leaders double up. Patrick Spangler set to bring the field to the green flag. He's choose. Oh wait, they extended it here. Okay, they extended it. Connor was going to let me just talk. Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, we're 1 to green.
He could have done that at any point in time. He chose to let me do that. I respect it. We're now 1 to green for sure. It's a little surprising here. Well, I don't know. Maybe not so surprising. Let's see where Patrick refires, though. But he did choose the bottom, so I would think he's going to put that left rear in the stuff that doesn't look like glass. But that's not what he's doing right now. So we'll have to see where he fires this thing. As the green flag waves, we're back underway and used a little bit of it there on the front stretch, but there's not a lot of it. I thought we'd see the leader choose the outside, and nope, Gavin Chatham, he says, you chose the bottom. Why'd you get off of it? I'm going to roll down here. The 99 looking to take the lead. He does at the line. Gavin Chatham working the inside here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. We got 2 grooves, baby. That's what we want to see. Gavin Chatham going to go up, show him the tail tank. Patrick says, well, I'll go back down here. Slide job through 1 and 2. Gavin looking to cut back underneath. Here we go. It's on. Battle for the lead. Oh, big stack up behind. John Short involved with Jack Hitt. Couldn't tell how it started, but it ends with the 51 sitting in the infield here. Let's go up top. Keep an eye on that 51 machine, and a little bit of net code there gets into the back of, I think that was Ross Corinna. And Connor gets a pretty good view of this thing. Even gets a little bite of it there with the front end. Nowhere for the 035 to go as caution flag waves. Here at the Cedar Lake Speedway, was it bad enough that you had to come in and repair it, or are we keeping the track position?
Oh, we're keeping the track position. The front wing is a little crinkled, but seems fine. I don't know, it turns.
Man, Dan McLaren, are you kidding me? What is this effing dude eating for breakfast? I mean, he has all of a sudden gotten so fast in these sprint cars. Oh my God, yeah, he is up 12 spots.
I didn't mean to pull that from Dan. He is, he's definitely been wheeling, but
yeah, but Chad's supposed to be here.
Hey, good point. Good point.
Dan's like me, you know, or he's better than me now, but
hey, he's 2 for 2 with the Rebels.
We're not supposed to be here.
Wheeling.
So Gavin Chatham, he chooses the inside here for this restart. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls away. We fire on the 99. When does he go? He goes now. We're back underway. Patrick Spangler trying to fight back on the outside. He's got the boss. Ross Corinna tucked underneath him. Move Corinna up to P2 as the 39 continues to bang the concrete here. Outside line seems to be the place to be once you get the toy wound up. You can see Chad Griggs. He goes up top. Connor Ross in the outside wall. He's able to pull it down and keep it straight. As Corinna, Griggs, here we go. Griggs throws the slide job. Corinna tries to find some grip in the center of 1 and 2 to fight back, but he can't. As Patrick Spangler and Gavin Chatham run in a line here, this is the battle for the lead. Patrick Spangler, here we go. Do-si-do, slide job. He's got to bounce the right rear off the wall. Somehow he holds on to the lead. Patrick Spangler to the point here in Wisconsin. Dan McLaren holding on to that final top 5 spot. He's got Connor Ross breathing down his neck. The 035 taking a peek down there on the bottom. Dean Reynolds right behind trying to rope that outside. Now he's going to throw the slider here into 3. He's trying to run down Connor and Dano. Maybe work a 2 for 1 here in that 79 machine. As Blake Chapman, he had to go down pit road earlier. He is coming from the tail end of the field. He's got to do it the hard way. Stuck in the middle of traffic, just trying to nurse that thing around. He's able to roll in front of Junior. Klimowicz slides down the racetrack. Maybe made a little bit of contact there with the 110. but they live to play. Meanwhile, up front, you can see your leader checking out a little bit here. Chad Griggs able to get around Gavin Chatham for second. Now, can Chad Griggs drop the hammer? He don't need to. Yellow flag waves, re-rack, restack. Let's line them up and do it again. Is Chad Cote going around here in this one? Let's see if he had some help. Yeah, coming down off the wall a little bit. Maybe didn't know they were 3 wide as contact between him and Jesse Bandy and the Goose. Gonna go around coming off at 2, and yellow flag gonna wave here one more time. We got Gary out there watching. We got the mayor out there watching. Hollow is always watching anytime the Goose is on the racetrack. That is what I'm saying. I mean, Hollow, you are the best fan. I'm going to crown you right now. I mean, people don't realize we do appreciate all the views and stuff like that, and I don't mean to go all lame streamer on you. But the more you guys do comment, and this is the Coast to Coast feed, so it's nothing selfish from me, but the more you guys comment, you know, the more that kind of gets pushed into that algorithm, and, well, the more racers we can get for you guys. So it's always nice when you do that and help draw attention to the league here. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off Patrick Spangler. Gonna have to be perfect. He's got the Iceman behind him. It's getting cold up front here in Wisconsin. $17 to go when we got that green flag, so I guess we are technically halfway. As in the 35 lapper, we never really get that real halfway. Unless we want to call going down the backstretch or halfway is coming to 15 to go. 3 wide behind. Dan McLaren, Ted York on the bottom. That was Blake Chapman, who was upstairs for a quick moment. Connor Ross and Klimowicz III battle side by side. They've got Dino up in front of them here. Car in the wall in front of Dino. I believe that was the boss, Ross Corinna. Able to yank it back down. We're seeing a lot of guys going up and using that fence here at the Cedar Lake Speedway, and we see one right now stuck in the fence at the Cedar Lake Speedway. That's Connor Ross. He's able to straighten it out here. No caution flag waves. We continue. And Patrick Spangler might be writing Connor a thank you card here for this one, because he is 1 second up the road. The last thing the high side banger needs is a caution flag for that 39 machine. I mean, look at that. He is smooth. He's just going up there kissing the wall in that 39. I mean, he is in a rhythm right now. Does not want to break it. Blake Chapman to the outside of the teddy bear. He's going to put the squeeze on him going into 3. Move Blake Chapman back up to P7. He continues to climb, but he's going to need some laundry to fly if he wants to get inside that podium. Gavin Chatham trying to nurse this thing home. We saw him getting the wall pretty hard, and just looks like the car has not responded the same. You know, after that, he's just looks to be on the defense. Can't really attack the racetrack like he wants to. And I mean, we are starting to run out of time, but he's got 2 dogs barking behind him. Here comes Dino. He is all over Ross Corinna. If you're Dean Reynolds, how do you find a way around here? You go up, you kiss that wall a little bit. You continue to throw this slide job as we ride along with Dino. 6 to go. Reynolds trying to work back one more time. You can see Griggs. He's overdriving a little bit. That led to a mistake out of him. Gavin close. Not close enough to make the move. But nobody's close to Patrick Spangler. He's closer to lap traffic than he is the cars behind him, and he's coming up on Barry Goldner and Connor Ross. May not play a factor into this, though, as Barry on the bottom, so is Connor in the 39. Roping that outside, staying high and wide. York trying to hold off Jack Hitt. This is probably the closest battle on track here for position. This would be the battle for 8. The gentleman trying to work under the teddy bear here, but just not a lot of room. And Patrick Spangler, he gets 2 sticks, brother. 2 left to go, and he just put 2 lap cars in between himself and Chad Griggs one more time around as the white flag waves. The high side banger. We call him that for a reason, man. When the cushion gets thin, that 39 is at home. And he was there tonight in Wisconsin, beating down the outside. Give the win to Patrick Spangler. He takes it home at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Chad Griggs, P2, and Gavin Chatham filling out the bottom podium step. Ross Corinna, P4, able to hold off a charging Dean Reynolds, bringing home 5th.
Zach, I will hope to catch you next weekend. I'm going to go eat some dinner and hop on out of here.
Well, you know where the door is. Thanks for hanging out, Connor. Congrats on a good night, brother. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Yeah, thank you. See you soon.
You heard me read off your top 3 there. Ross Corinna coming home 4th. Dean Reynolds, I think I may have actually read off the top 5, but Dean Reynolds coming home 5th. Blake Chapman charging back up to 6th after having to go down there, use a quick repair. That's a good run for Blake. Klimowicz the 3rd. Jack Hitt, Ted York, and Dan McLaren. Your top 10, your top 20, Klimowicz Jr., DeGood, Barker, Groom, Bandy, The Goose, Stephen Goldner, Connor Ross, Barry Goldner, and John Short. Your final 2, Jeremy Christensen and Joseph Grandy. So let's go ahead and find this rewind point here. See if we can't get a word. The man who's fighting crime during the day and all fighting for podiums here at night with the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Gavin Chatham, the man bringing home P3. Gavin, it looked like, obviously, not to slight you, you're faster than me every single day of the week, but it looked like there for a while, you're maybe the P2 car, maybe P1. You and Spangler were battling hard, but then I saw you get in the wall a little bit there, man, and it just looked like you're kind of trying to have to play defense from that point on. But talk to us about it, man. Good run.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, hats off to Patrick. He was banging the boards down. He looked really good up there tonight. He was super fast, and congrats to him on the win. It was definitely fun up there, racing him there. And yeah, as soon as he got by me, he started pulling away. I didn't think we were in trouble. I was letting the race play out, just trying to just hit your marks and be smooth. And I'll be honest, I was unsmooth tonight. Definitely was having a lot of trouble running 3 and 4 and running the top. And some laps I'd hit it right, and some laps I wouldn't. But I was actually really surprised the way the racetrack went, right on that start there. And, it probably helps a little bit that everybody's a little bunched up there. But, I went 5th to 2nd really quick. And I was like, okay, the bottom's here. We got some grip down there. And then on that restart, I was able to hit the bottom pretty well 2 times and take the lead from Patrick. I was kind of shocked. And then, I was running, I think when we were racing each other, and I have to apologize. I switched lanes. I was trying to run the bottom. I think he was going to try to slide me there, and I kind of shut the door on him. So I think I chopped his nose a little bit. So I apologize for that. But I tried running the bottom, but then I knew how Cedar Lake gets, where the bottom's only good for about the first 2 or 3 laps, and then you got to get back to the top. And I was able to do that. And Patrick was just so good up there. He, especially in 3 or 4, he was killing us. And 1 and 2, I thought we were okay. And like I said, I was just trying to just kind of be patient and just mind my race. And then Chad got by me, and then I kept reeling him in and getting close to him. And then I kept making mistakes, and then he'd pull away, and I think he made a couple mistakes. I'd pull back to him. So, all in all, good race though. Like, we have good speed. We're up there with the top guys, and it always feels good to be on the podium.
No, and Gavin, I guess I shouldn't say I'm famous for this, but I'm always honest, and let's call a spade, brother. Some of these races so far this season, we haven't had the biggest car counts. It maybe hasn't been the toughest field, but tonight, brother, we had the best of the best. I mean, this podium, I know it's third. It's not the win that you want, but it's got to mean a little bit more, right? I mean, we had a lot of guys out here. I mean, Blake Chapman's back. Ross Carina's not on the podium. How often does that happen? I mean, Dean, when you go back and watch this, brother, he is hounding on Ross Carina right behind you. I mean, Dean's getting fast now. I mean, what's it mean to get a podium, in a group of guys like this?
It always feels really good, when you have good competition and it's, and regardless of the competition, you always got to hit your marks and be smooth and do everything right as well, because, everyone's getting better and getting faster and they're always learning. So, but tonight it's just elevated to the next level where you have to be perfect. Patrick's up there being perfect. Chad's was really good. I thought Ross was looking at me several times there, and Dean coming. I know he got caught up in an incident earlier, and shout out to him for driving up through the field and getting that 5th place finish there. He keeps knocking on the door inch by inch each week. So don't be surprised if he snags a win here soon. But this field was definitely tough tonight. And Blake's, when I logged in, I seen Blake was back tonight. I'm like, all right, we got another fast car, and unfortunately, I think he got caught up in some stuff too, so we didn't see him up towards the front tonight. But and I know when we always get up there, we always got all of us guys get a good battle going, so it's always fun, good racing to do. But it definitely was a stout field tonight, and a slicked off Cedar Lake, so you couldn't ask for more.
No, and I mean, you may not believe me when I tell you this here, but he was involved in the same accident, as Dino. So he wasn't able to get back around Dino, and Dean charged through the field. So that makes it all more than impressive what Dean did. But, man, this one's about you. You brought it home P3. Way to represent for the FTM boys, man. Hell of a job. Who you want to thank?
Thanks, Shaggy. I just want to thank you for doing an awesome job with the broadcast, Coast to Coast Racing, all the admin sponsors, everybody behind the scenes that help put this league on, allow us to come out here and go racing. I just want to thank FTM, Full Donor Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Vertex Graphics, Chatham Motorsports, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, Super Dirt Car Series. I know I'm probably forgetting some people, but we want to thank you all for all the support we get, and I just want to thank the fans for coming out and watching these races. I hope we put on a good show for you all tonight. I want to thank the fans, or I want to thank my fans as well for always taking some time to sit here and watch the races as well. And congrats to Patrick on a win and Chad on a good second place as well.
Well, hey man, hell of a run. Not going to be the last time I'm talking to you this year, brother. Give him hell.
All right, thanks, Shaggy. Always a pleasure talking to you, and you have a great rest of your night.
Appreciate it, Gavin. Gavin Chatham bringing home P3, and now we get to talk to the man who brought home P2. Chad, you were there, man, but, I mean, hey, you probably, now obviously I'm kind of putting words in your mouth here. I don't know what it was like, but you had to come from the middle back there, and by the time you got up to P2, just looked like to me, I mean, clearly you had the speed still, but maybe just not the grip left that 39 had. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. Before the last caution that we had, the car felt pretty good. I was kind of in a rhythm and in a groove, and was right there with Spangler. And then after that last caution, it was like I just fell out of my rhythm. The car didn't feel good. Of course, by then the line is so tied up to the wall. I kept messing up and hitting the wall, getting into the wall, and then had to peel it off the wall, and then I just lost him, and there was just, I was just, at that point, I just couldn't really do much.
No, and it seemed like, well, obviously, everyone in the top 5 there, all of you guys paced it up against that outside wall. Was there any thought, I mean, looking at it, it doesn't look like there's much there, but did you think about trying the bottom there on the restart to try to steal one away from Patrick, or was it just so gone that, you had to kind of go up and get that cushion?
Yeah, I wasn't going to really move off of it. My only hope was to have Patrick make a mistake, and that's not going to happen very often, if ever. So I was just going to ride it out at that point. I did see there late in the race, I saw Gavin behind me trying the bottom in 3 and 4, and he wasn't really getting much out of it. So I knew at that point too, if I go down to the bottom, there's not really going to be anything there. It's still going to have to be a combination of nailing that and having a mistake on Spangler's part, which, again, doesn't happen very often.
Well, man, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Gavin, brother. I mean, some of these races, we've had the 14 car fields, the lower car fields. Dude, you had the dogs out here tonight. Obviously, you're one of them, man. And to take home a podium in this field, Chad, it's got to mean a little more. So hell of a job on that P2, man. Who you want to thank?
I want to thank you for the broadcast, C2C, for the league, all the admins, everybody there, my team, TJM. And I also want to apologize to Ted York in the heat race. I think that's probably 2 weeks now in a heat race back to back where I've been involved with him in the heat race. I certainly don't intend to, don't mean to, but we got together tonight and kind of ruined both of our heat races. But it was a deal where he was split up to all the way to the outside going into first lap of the heat race. And I tried to position myself kind of below him coming out of the exit of 2. And then he kind of shortcutted the exit of 2. And I just didn't have a way to really avoid him. I tried. But again, I apologize to him. I hate it. It's 2 weeks now that we've kind of ruined both of our heat races. I may have been at fault both times, but certainly not intentional. So again, big apology to him and congratulations to Patrick on the win.
Well, I can solve that problem for you, Chad. Just reverse that 27, make it say 72, and everybody will expect you to do that. Because I drive the 72, so they'll watch out, man. You'll get a lot more room. You reverse that number. But hey, brother, hell of a job, man. Congrats on that P2. And did I tell you to do your thanks? I don't think I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I
did.
Okay, I was gonna say okay. All right. I could talk to you all night, though, Chad. I mean, it was great meeting you. I mean, just a good in conversation, and can't wait to have you back again, brother.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Shaggy.
Chad Griggs bringing home P2, and now we bring up the bell of the ball here. I was sweating for you a little bit when you had to give up that second lead for that caution flag, but, brother, I mean, you picked up right where you left off. I mean, this thing, you were in your own league tonight. I mean, Gavin and Griggs basically said it. There was nothing they could do to get you, man. How are you so comfortable up there banging the boards?
I don't know, because I raced here last night, and we ran a 40-lapper, and I think we had probably 12 cautions last night. It was kind of crazy race. And I ran second. I felt comfortable up top, but not like tonight. Tonight was just a whole nother level, and I thought I was in trouble when Gavin took the lead, because usually when Gavin passed you, you're not catching him. And then Griggs was already up to third, and I think I had Ross behind me. So when you get stuck into that hornet's nest, usually doesn't end up too well for me. But somehow managed to get back around him, keep out of the wall, and drive away, which is very rare.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest here. You know, you got around him pretty quick. I mean, you did have to fool around behind him for a couple laps, but how important was it that, you know, you got out front and could kind of set the pace? Because, I mean, when you were there, like I say, I mean, brother, you were walking away. Not very many people can walk away from Gavin, but you were doing it tonight. And if you get stuck in line, you know, I mean, we could be talking to him right now.
Yeah, usually when you try sliding 1 and 2, you either nail the tires going on the bottom of 1 to throw the slider, or you just send it off the top of turn 2 off the wall there. So I didn't want to send it there. You have to get the perfect run through 1 and 2 and have momentum come up down the backstretch, and you just have to send it and then hopefully turn it enough left that you keep it out of the wall, because there's no cushion to catch you on either. So very tricky track to pass on when it gets that slick. But somehow I was able to throw the slider. I don't know if I turned down too much and maybe cut his momentum off too, but I was just trying to keep out of the wall and not bring it down to 5 miles per hour. So got lucky there.
Well, hey, man, you made the move when it counted, and you made it stick. Hell of a job, Patrick. Congrats on the big win, brother. It's been a good week for the 39. You know, Casey Kane wins his first one at Williams Grove, and now you're bringing it home here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Hell of a job, brother. Who you want to thank?
Thanks. Just Jeff, Jack, and Dean for running the league. Keep everything moving. Everything you do for the league. Your awesome broadcasts, and just how fun you make Mondays. And just fun fact, you never know who's listening. I was at the film from Uncle Dan, and some guy I haven't talked to in forever comes up. He's like, "Oh, you know, your Uncle Dan would play this when we're up at camp. Just we're all sitting there drinking, just watching this. So you provide entertainment for guys who are out hunting and things like that. So that's cool to hear." But yeah, and JRB Designs for the wrap.
Well, hey, hell of a run, man. Keep the momentum up. We'll be talking to you again next week. Good luck, brother.
Thanks.
Patrick Spangler bringing home the win in your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint cars. And with that, I thank all the sponsors here tonight. Gears Unlimited and JRB Designs, as well as, let's just be honest, Dean Reynolds here. He's sponsoring the Rebel Sprint cars. I don't know if he even wants me to tell you that, but I do keep telling you that because if we like those Rebel Sprint cars to be broadcasted, it's a great way to advertise for your business here, and we don't need to make Dino flip the bill for me. As with that, we'll close it off here. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying so long. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And we'll be back live Wednesday night with Hometown Heroes. I don't know if we're going to have a broadcast this Thursday. Adam Flieger is out of town, and I am also out of town. I will be in South Carolina. So not too sure what the deal is for Thursday yet, but we'll all find out probably at the same time. But like I say, I'm Zach Chapman saying so long here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.